Welcome back again this week, everybody. My name is Wes. This is episode 4 of The Whole Truth for the week of 14 October 2013. There's a lot of new information this week, everybody. CitizenCon happened on Friday. If you haven't been able to keep track of all the new updates coming as a result of the Star Citizen 1-year anniversary, you're in for an exciting episode this week. So join me as we navigate our way through the Star Citizen verse. So there's no Wingman's Hangar this week, so there's nothing to recap from that. So what we're going to do is throughout this entire episode, we're going to recap the live stream of CitizenCon and all the new information that's come out. So at the CitizenCon live stream, they decided to use a 56K dial-up connection instead of broadband, and it was a little bit unfortunate. The stream was extremely laggy. It was watch it for 10 seconds, buffer for 20 seconds, watch it for 10 seconds, and so on. And it was very bad, so we really only got 40 minutes of live stream before it cut off on YouTube. They've already stated that they're going to use Twitch next time, hopefully, so that might solve the problem. We ended up getting the YouTube video later on, though, of the full 80 minutes. There was a ton of new information released, and that's where most of what we're talking about today came from. There's lots of new art assets and video footage, which you'll be seeing throughout our episode today as I go through different updates. If you want to watch the entire CitizenCon stream, they have it up on YouTube now. It's approximately 80 minutes long. As usual, everything I talk about today will be in links underneath the video window down there in the information section. On to the recap. This is the RobertSpaceIndustries.com recap. Happy birthday to Star Citizen. We hit the 1-year mark of Chris's announcement of the game, and we're already fully crowdfunded. It's a pretty amazing feat to be crowdfunded to the tune of $22 million in 1 year, and I'm glad it was all done by Chris and the team on this game instead of something else like a Warcraft clone. So thank you to all of the community that wants this as bad as Chris does, and of course thank you to Chris for the vision and the dev team for carrying it out. It's actually going to happen. We're fully crowdfunded within 1 year. If you want to vote on where the big 2014 CitizenCon is going to take place, there's a place on the website to vote for that. I put the link down below. Go cast your vote in and let's see where it ends up. So last week we found out from Mr. Ladyman that the Aurora and the Hornet brochures were next in the pipeline, and we found out a little more information about that this week on the website. During the CitizenCon live stream, the Aurora Legionnaire variant was shown with a cool commercial to boot, as well as a snippet of the unfinished Hornet commercial. They also said they just didn't get the Hornet stuff done in the time frame that they were shooting for, and stated that the brochure, commercial, and some Hornet variants are scheduled for Friday release. That's this week Friday, so be on the lookout for that. We also got some new artwork of the Gladiator and Retaliator bombers. The Gladiator is a carrier-based attack plane inspired by aircraft like the Dauntless and the Avenger. The Retaliator is a heavy strategic bomber, Star Citizen's equivalent of the B-17 Flying Fortress. These ships add another dynamic to the game, allowing players to threaten capital ships either alone in the Gladiator or together with a crew in the Retaliator. The Gladiator and Retaliator will be available through Monday, October the 14th, so today is the last day. Release day of The Whole Truth, today is the last day. So you still have a chance to go check that out or purchase those ships before they pull them down. I think they've only been up one other time at the beginning of crowdfunding. The RSI Next Great Starship competition was announced. This is a contest to let backers create the first ever fan designed Star Citizen ship. We've got a link to it and it has a video on it that explains more about it. In essence, basically going to let people enter, and if you have a team and you have a good entrance, they're going to mentor you through the process if you're selected. So that sounds extremely exciting. One of the coolest things about this game to me is that they're going to let people actually create their own ships, and if they're up to snuff, they might eventually get into the game. So in the past week, we actually hit 21 and 22 million in crowdfunding. That's over $1 million that came in during that 1 week period. We can credit that to the fact that RSI did their 1-year anniversary stream, and we've got new ship packages available as well as a brief sale of the Gladiator and the Retaliator bombers over the weekend. So at $21 million, we unlocked the salvage mechanic and the $23 million goal, which is the addition of a Xeon Scout as a playable asset in the game. The Xeon craft will feature a totally different maneuvering system and be focused on a vertical aesthetic and jets that can combine to thrust in multiple directions. Gimbaled, larger than normal thrusters sit on 4 points of a star in the center line, allowing each thruster unobstructed hemispherical coverage. Xeon ships favor maneuverability over heavy armament or defensive protection. The ship they talked about on the website is called the Car-2. It's the light attack craft of the Xeon military and has been bestowed the nickname of Quark, because when all thrusters are firing, the ship looks like a spark flying through space. At 22 million, we unlocked the facial capture system, capturing real heads and importing them into the game. The $24 million stretch goal revealed is the public transportation system. Think starliners, long-range transports, charter ships, and flyable shuttles. The flyable shuttle sounds pretty cool. I don't know exactly what that's going to mean, but it sounds like they're going to put some of the transport in the players' hands, and that's always a good thing. There was also a gigantic hangar patch this week. I think it clocked in at 3.7 gigabytes. Several things have been added. We've got the fish tank, of course, and for those that don't know about the fish tank, it's basically a collection system where you get new and/or rare fish as you discover things in the game or accomplish certain things in the game. They haven't revealed exactly how yet. I think right now it has a blue fish in it that everybody gets so that it won't be empty, and then it's got the gold Midas fish, which, if I'm not wrong, was something that everybody get if you backed before the $20 million mark. There's also now a station in the hangars where you can change your character's clothing to a new outfit. There's only the privateer outfit you can switch into right now, but I gotta say, I prefer that one way more than the one we started out with. Maybe it's just because I've been in the hangar so much and been looking at that same outfit for so long, but the new privateer outfit, it's all leather, it's really well textured. You may not be able to see it too well in this little window, but once you get in the hangar and you look at it yourself, you'll see how amazing it looks. If all the rest of the outfits are gonna look this good, I'm pretty excited. The Avenger ship was also added to the hangar. I didn't really like this ship at first when I saw all of the concept art, but now that I have it in my hangar and I've looked at it and I've gone around and got in and out of it, I absolutely love it. If you have the buggy, they also added a bunch of ramps, hoops, and junk that you can jump through and over. They kind of mess with the gravity in the hangar a little bit, it seems like, because the buggy really hangs in the air when you jump it off those ramps. There was a few lighting and sound changing as well. I know one of the lighting changes was within the constellation itself. Also, I'm not 100% sure exactly when it went in, but the Hornet has been retextured and slightly redesigned. The intake ports on it are different. The wings and everything have a little curved piece on the end. All the texturing is way better. The legs, the landing gear, are way more detailed with hydraulic arms on them and cabling and stuff like that. There's some stuff on the back. If you've seen any of the retexture images that they put up from the concept art, that's basically what's in the hangar now as far as the Hornet goes. It looks 1,000 times better. The Freelancer got its extension on its cargo ramp, so now instead of the one piece laying down on the ground, there's actually an extension that comes out, so it's not quite as steep of a grade and it doesn't look nearly as ridiculous as it did before. They also added a big advertising billboard that plays a video inside the hangar, and right now it's playing the new 2944 Legionnaire Aurora variant commercial on it. It looks pretty cool, but I know at least in the deluxe hangar that I have, it's way too high up on the wall for me to see it really well, so hopefully they'll kind of adjust the positioning of that later on with some feedback. There was a new Galactic Guide update showcasing the Ellis system. Here's a brief description of it. If speed could paradoxically be represented by a fixed point in space, then that point is unquestionably the Ellis system, home of the Murray Cup, the most famous racing event in the galaxy. So make sure you go and check that out. There's a lot more flavor text that you can read on the website. We also found some concept art that you can see right here. It was found on the concept artist's CG Hub page, and people were speculating whether it's a mock-up of the asteroid hangar or if it's just an asteroid that you can actually land on. Whatever it is, it looks pretty cool. So we got a few new things in the RSI store. The Retaliator and Gladiator bombers, just keep in mind that those are only up until Monday the 14th of October. If you're watching the show on release day, that's today. So make sure you go and check those out if you're interested in grabbing those. I think this is only the second time they've ever been available for sale. So here we go, here's all the new packages on the website. First we have the Aegis Dynamics Retaliator Heavy Bomber. It's $250. And the Anvil Gladiator Bomber is $150. Both of these ships are add-ons, they're not full packages, but they do come with LTI. We also got another package called Next Gen LN. This is a full game package that features the Aurora Legionnaire variant. We also got the Aurora LN. This is just the Legionnaire variant of the Aurora. It does not come with the package. There's also the LN upgrade. This is an upgrade for your base Aurora. You can purchase it any time, but as of right now, there's no way to actually activate upgrades. I think it's a $10 upgrade. So if you get it, you can't actually upgrade your basic Aurora yet. They're gonna add something later on to facilitate that if you already own the upgrades. Next, we have the Advanced Hunter package. This is a new package that comes with the Avenger and the business class hangar at $75. So this is a full-on package for the Avenger. I'm really excited about it. I picked one of these up myself. Can't wait to try it out in the dogfighting module. And that's it for the new ship packages. I have to say the Legionnaire variant is extremely slick looking, and after looking at the Avenger in my hangar, I like it a lot better than I previously did from the concept art. The giant storage bay in the back, I didn't even know was there. I walked around to the back of the ship and opened it up, and it just blew my mind. I felt like I was stepping into the TARDIS or something. The rest of the ship feels so small, and then when you get back there and open that thing up, it's like, wait a second, this has a huge storage bay in it. So I don't know what exactly that's meant to be for on that ship. Since it's an ex-police cruiser type of ship, I imagine it was for hauling criminal scum. So the absolute best thing about the Avenger to me though is the viewpoint from the cockpit. When you sit in the driver's seat of this thing, you can see everything. The only vision that's blocked is literally just down at your waist, and that's it. Everything else is 100% clear everywhere you look. Even sitting in the passenger seat in the rear or the co-pilot seat in the rear, you can see everything just as well except for the pilot's head, which is below you and out of the way, and a little strip of metal right on the top that you can't see through. So it's a pretty awesome ship, and I can't wait to fly it. You can see why they shaped the ship in such a curved and stunted fashion like they did, a snubby fashion, because with the curve on the front of it like they have, you're literally sitting in a position where you're just facing directly out from the front of the ship and there's nothing in your way. Very cool. During the CitizenCon stream, they covered how organizations or guilds in Star Citizen are going to work, and I'm going to cover that this week for you guys because I feel like it's a really important community aspect of the game. And this is something I was worried about being too basic, because I really think we need a really fleshed out system for a sim game. So I'm going to cover that and show you the pictures that they showed on the live stream and try to give you a little bit of an idea of what that's going to be like in a brief format. Star Citizen organizations on the web. So they're going to allow us to go ahead and create our organizations on the website and be able to communicate and manage that before the game even comes out. They stated that their goal is immersion in the universe before the universe can actually support that. So when you create your organization, it's going to have a non-unique name as well as a unique org code. We don't really know what that is, that's all they said. We're kind of speculating that the org code is going to be something like a clan tag and that part will be unique. You're also going to be able to pick one of 4 organization types. Corporations, which are self-explanatory. PMCs are private military companies, which is like a corporation but with a militarized force. A faith-based organization, which they joked you can have your own cult. And a syndicate, which is basically a criminal-based organization. Inside the organizations, you have 4 new concepts to work with. You have roles, which allow permissions. You have ranks, allowing you to build a ladder with permissions. Then you have jobs, where you can define which jobs you give to certain members. And then you have divisions, which allows you to create a structure in any way that you see fit. It'll all be really flexible and very customizable. Then you have the management tools. Recruitment tools that allow you to post to get new recruits. Branding tools that allow you to customize the web page that'll be seen on the website. And then organization managers can decide who goes where in the organization, and then a visual chart tool where you can represent your organization in the way that you see fit. Here's an image example. Then we have the communication tools. You'll be able to post things like kill shots on the website. Then we have notification systems, private online chat systems, private forums for your organization, an events calendar, and all of this stuff is going to be on your org page on the site. So here's an image concept of an organization. That's the general layout of how organizations are going to be managed on the website. This is great news to me. I've been waiting for this info to come out. I think it's the most fleshed out guild system I've ever seen in a video game, and I can't wait to start messing with it myself. So now that we're done with that, let's move on to the r/Star Citizen post of the week. This week, the r/Star Citizen post of the week goes to the Winslow. He made a post called Making Mining Interesting and presented some really well thought out ideas of what he would like to see within the Star Citizen universe. A few of my favorite ideas in this post: having the mining lasers and systems run from their own seat or panel or station within your ship, like the extra seats and stations on a Freelancer. That's an amazing idea. Adding innate danger to mining asteroids, such as gases that are trapped that could explode, things like that. That's an awesome idea. Having the asteroids move throughout space instead of just rotating in place so that you actually have to manually move your ship around and stuff to keep up with it in mind. That's a good idea. Landing on asteroids and walking around on them. Also a cool idea. There's a lot of things they could do with that. So thanks to the Winslow for taking the time to post some really good suggestions about the mechanics of the game and spawn that really good community discussion that we love. Once again, this whole thing is about the community for me. I really appreciate info from people like the Winslow that are thinking about ways to better the game instead of arguing, complaining all the time about not getting what they want. We need more of this kind of stuff in the community, so let's keep on upvoting and supporting these guys that bring in intelligent discussion to the community. So one last thing before we go, there's no way that I could cover every single picture and everything that came out this week. There's a lot of new video, there's a lot of new images and concept art out there. So I've shown some of it off in here to maybe wet your whistle a little bit. And then down below I've linked to everything that we've talked about. Make sure you go down there and click on a few things and head over to the RSI website and look at all this new concept art. Some of it is pretty brilliant. I'm very excited about it. So thanks for stopping by the show again this week, everybody. Have a great week in your verse, and I'll see you next week on The Whole Truth.